Hey everyone, welcome to your Capricorn Super New Moon reading that's going to be happening on January 2nd of 2022. So first of all, Merry Christmas. These are coming out on Christmas Day, so if you celebrate Christmas, a very Merry Christmas to you. And I'm excited for this reading because I'm going to do a reading for each of the zodiac signs. But first of all, I just want to talk about, it being a new moon is all about a new beginning that's coming about and perfect for a new year, the start of a new year. So we have that new moon energy coming in, but as I mentioned, it's a super new moon as well, which a super moon is, like the Earth, the trajectory of, or the orbit of the moon around the Earth is not like a perfect circle. So like, let's say if this was the Earth, it's more of an oval shape. So when it's close to the Earth and when the full moon happens, it's a super new moon because it is actually closer to the Earth. It's not like significant where it's like, super, super close, but it's closer than it is normal. So it appears bigger than it normally would. That's why it's called super. But it also impacts like the tides and impacts our emotions. Usually moons impact our emotions anyway, but when the orbit is closer to us, it is even more amplified. It's even more influential. So just be aware of that. And of course, this is going to be the Capricorn new moon, which I'm going to talk about the influences of the Capricorn energy around the new moon here in just a moment. But it's also, I wanted to mention that there is this cyclical, like there's always a cycle of a new moon to a full moon, back to a new moon every 28 days or so. But there's also the signs rotate about every 6 months. So like this new moon in Capricorn is the ending of a cycle of when it was in a full moon in Capricorn, which was back on June 22nd of this year. So if you look back in June of the 22nd and see what was going on around that period of time, the endings that start to happen as the light moves away from the full moon to the new moon is the letting go of things. It's the changing of things. So from the last new moon before that up to the June 22nd full moon in Capricorn, there was growing, there was, amplification, forward progression in whatever seeds you planted on that new moon in Capricorn before. And then you get up to the full moon, and then the full moon to the next new moon is about the changes that you make to prepare for this new moon coming up. So if you want to kind of look and see what has been falling away or changing since June 22nd up to this point, that'll also give you an idea on, what's going on there. All these cards are from this deck here too, just in case some people have asked. Moonology Oracle cards. So if you love these, it has a great little book that comes with it that really goes into the influences and some of those things as well. But for the Capricorn new moon, again, it's a time for like this newness that is coming in. The energy is so perfect to set like new goals and make new concrete plans, even take a step or two towards those plans, especially if it's towards your professional life. And if you're like have something that you're doing as a dream that you're doing on the side, it could even be about how making that your profession, your career, instead of just a hobby and something that you love to do on the side. Because the time is ripe for new, improved work cycles. And so it brings this ambition, this feeling and energy to build, and really a lot of energy to put in a lot of hard work. So it's a good time to like make a list of your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, your intentions for the year ahead. And you can even have like a little mantra that says something like, the harder I work, the more blessed I get. And so this does have a lot of work energy behind it, as far as you feel motivated. You do want to do the work and invest it to get what you want to do. So it's a great time to, put those plans together and make a movement forward. But we're going to dig into each of the individual zodiac signs for more specifics for you. And we're going to jump into that reading right now. All right, all my Tauruses, this is your Capricorn Super New Moon reading. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know overall for the 3-week period around this super new moon. That'll be the week before and the 2 weeks after the moon. So for our Taurians, Creator, what would you like? Okay. Evidently, looks like you get 2 cards there, so perfect. And you have, first of all, growth, card number 5. And you also have assessing, card number 9. So I love this, and the whole piece of this, I feel, is assessing your growth and realizing how much you have grown. So we want to focus in on this assessing card. So I'm going to read that one, and we'll see if I'm going to read the other one. But so this is assessing. It's time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you're honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. And the affirmation for this card is, I am enjoying moving and choosing, moving and choosing. You have begun your journey, and now it's time to assess where you're at and what to do next. You've made a decision, you've worked and walked the path for some time, and yet you understand that in every journey it's a wise action to check the map. Sometimes we go along a pathway and we keep going even if it seems like that way is no longer the right way for us. Sometimes we feel we've gone too far to turn around, and so we settle on a journey and destination that doesn't really suit us or satisfy us. However, if we had just some courage, we could have reassessed as we went and perhaps ended up somewhere else, somewhere better. Now is the time to look carefully at all the aspects of your life, especially the areas in which you have set some intentions or goals. Ask yourself, do I still want these things? Do I still want that same end result? If the answer is no, ask yourself what you can do to maintain momentum and head towards what you now desire. Although it doesn't seem terribly glamorous, assessment has a high payoff for us if we bother to do it well. Doing it well means we really look hard at how things are going. All of us have some kind of blind spot, so it's worth exposing this by consulting a trusted friend or finding where negative repeating patterns are and looking for the cause. Shining a light on a blind spot and taking action to shift it is one of life's big catalysts for change. And the companion stone for this is azurite. In case you are into crystals and stones, that can help you with all that. And that's beautiful. I'm getting there's the 7 of Pentacles and the 3 Pentacles energy in that, where the 7 of Pentacles is about, you see fruit growing and you're like, is that really what I want to do? Is it really what I want to invest my energy? And it can be a time of change in that. And the 3 of Pentacles is like, have I allowed people to influence me to where I've been pulled off my authentic path because I didn't want to upset people, and I wanted to, not have people try to bust my dreams and reject me. So we alter our course on that. But we'll see what comes up here too, because I feel like we're going to look at this growth at the end, because they kind of want me to rearrange these and make the assessment here and the growth here. And then we're going to pull some cards here from these Revelations Tarot to reveal these blind spots, if there are any for you, and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this super new moon period. but it's right in line with that Capricorn energy of, that reassessing things and making more secure plans in a new direction with this newness of the new moon. All right, and normally I pull like cards that represent the week before the new moon, the week after the new moon, and 2 weeks after the new moon. So we'll look at what's for the week, okay, before the new moon, and these two, okay, and then the week after the new moon. Okay, it's that one here, and that one there, and then the second week after the new moon. Okay, and then these two here. And then we are going to read that number 5, they say, so we will do that at the end, though. So let me just pull up my sleeves here, and let's get down to this. So the week before, you got the 4 of Pentacles. And so the 4 of Pentacles is really about your digging in to knowing your true worth. You're feeling like you have enough, but you're finding the stability within yourself. The 4 is a very stable number, like if you think of 4 strong legs on a table. So you have this, the Pentacles are the outside world, and so you're kind of feeling this security, this stability in your outside world coming in that week before. And let's see why that is here. Yep, the Emperor. Another 4. So the solid foundation, you're realizing that you're the one that is controlling so much of your, awareness. For me, it really has a lot of swords energy within it, which is your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, your attitudes, your expectations, because the Emperor brings in a lot of those rules and ways of approaching things. If you go too far in one side and have fear in it, then you become a dictator. If you keep love at the center of it, then you become like a loving emperor instead. But this is definitely about that you're controlling these things in your outer world. So, definitely know that this is your position, your place. And I love that there is a big full moon up here on this end as well, which this growth would be, even though there's a new moon here and kind of a half moon here, I feel like this growth and this awareness that you're seeing actually happens at the next full moon because of this full moon being here. And then you have the 2 of Wands. And this is about which direction do you want to head. The Wands are your spark, your drive, your ambition, your aha, inspiration, also your spiritual energy. And this is this beautiful kind of like fork in the road where, like we're talking about, are you going to continue to go the direction you were, or are you going to go a different direction? You have 2 choices. And this 2 is always, for me, also mean about this awareness that you have 2 places to glean energy from, emotions from, thoughts from. And this is always from the external world, kind of like with the Emperor, where you either have your shadow world, which is all of just these opinions and popular opinions of this world, usually energy based on fear, letting someone down, being rejected, feeling unlovable, those types of things. But then you also have your true self, your higher self, your powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And so you have these 2 energies to pull from. Are you going to continue to invest your energy into the supposed to, the should, maybe that dream that other people told you was yours, but you really feel like you're pouring all this energy into a black hole because it's not bringing anything for you. And this renewed passion that you have this week before this new moon is that new energy is kicking in. You're able to go, what is my dream and where do I really want to invest this energy? So you're kind of coming to this choice that you're making this week before the new moon, and then the new moon hits, and the week after the new moon, you've got the 4 of Wands. So 4s and 4s and 4s. So a lot of stability coming in here, so that energy really stabilizes, which tells me that you make a decision and that you are like, okay, I know what I want to do. And it's kind of like if you've ever jumped off a high diving platform before, when you're up there and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if I want to go. I don't want to go. And then people behind you are like, come on, you either got to climb down the ladder of shame or go. And you're just like fine, I'm going, and you leap, and then you're like, woohoo, and you like, because you did that, your adrenaline's flowing and you feel excited, you're able to go again and jump and go again and jump and go again and jump. And so I really feel like this solid feeling of like, you know what, I'm going for it, and I don't care what the outcome is. I'm going for it and living my dream because I'm tired of just existing. I want to live, and that's when I kind of feel this unfolding here. And you have the Queen of Swords. So the swords, again, are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and all that. And the Queen, in addition to bringing this air energy, and she also brings in water energy and bringing emotion. So you're really balancing the mind with the heart, which is what the Queen and the King of this suit really bring, is this wisdom that always making decisions that are logical and, you know, of expectations and everything, doesn't always turn out to be joyful in life and fulfilling. Same as if you're only making decisions by emotion, you tend to end up way off because you're reacting out of fear emotion sometimes too. So this is a beautiful balance between heart and mind that help you with this stability as well. She also holds the Ace of Swords, which brings you higher truths, which makes sense with this Two of Wands. You're really learning the truth about what you want in life and other areas of your life as well, because it also gives you the ability to cut away those small truths of the ego that were kind of keeping you trapped in that little loop of living someone else's dream and not your own. So I love that she comes in for you here and helps you with that and helps you move and make that movement in your life too. Which then brings you, of course, into the second week, which right before the next full moon, and you've got the Eight of Swords. Perfect. So like I was saying, you know, this Ace of Swords is helping you cut away all those thoughts and those beliefs. See all your thoughts and beliefs that were keeping you blinded, keeping you bound. Sorry for all the glare there. There we go. And then all the swords that are keeping you locked in position. What I love about these Revelation Tarot is after you have those cut away, this is who you become. You've removed the blind, your arms are free, and you're escaping from that feeling of that. And I'm going to put that right next to this one, because this is what happens because of this work that you're doing and cutting away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. Because here's Wands, and then you have the Nine of Wands. This is like you're just right at the precipice of moving into new energy, moving into a new place, and this is all about persevering. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, right? So all this this movement that's happening, you know, you're like so excited the first week. It's like keep going because you're about to hit this beautiful place here of this growth. And let's take a look here and see what message comes with this for you. Yeah, this is great. It says, reject stagnancy. To get unstuck, take action. The choice to grow should be made. Expect growing pains, but when making huge changes in your life, you have expect growing pains, right? Change is a natural part of life and cannot be pushed against forever. Change should have aim and purpose. Be courageous. You will blossom. And the affirmation for that is, I choose growth. So you want to grow. You're tired of this stagnation like we were talking about. It says, think of a willow tree. Willows often grow on the sandy banks of highly shiftable and changeable rivers, yet they reach huge sizes, successfully growing and holding fast in an unpredictable habitat. How do they do this? When you see a young willow on the banks, for a long while, it just looks like a feeble stick. It may have a few branches and leaves, but at first the trunk will be fine and flexible rather than robust. What we don't see immediately is the root base. The willow spends a lot of time establishing a veritable root city under the surface. And these roots are long and strong and very numerous, finding their way into many nooks and crannies, holding on to rocks, other established tree roots, and anything that can help with their stability. These roots go off in all directions, thus securing their position just in case the Earth begins to shift. Then and only then, once these root networks are established well enough, does the willow put its energy into further growth. So the trunk begins to thicken and widen and harden and travel upwards to the sky. However, as they grow, the branches have little of the trunk's supportive thickness. They have instead the instruction that they must be flexible. Flexible means they can turn with the sun and survive punishing winds that might threaten to topple the rest of the tree. All of this growth is done with purpose and a divine strategy. The waxing lunar cycle calls for growth, but not growth without aim or purpose. When we understand our current position, accept it, and decide to change, we will naturally grow as people. We might experience some growing pains. After all, transformation of any kind is rarely completely easy and trouble-free. Having a strong intention of what the results of our growth will be helps with gaining the courage and resilience to move forward with our growth and into eventual blossoming of our true self, right? Our true self. So everything we were talking about here, I love it because it's really, once you get down in here and determine what it is you really want, that is like all this root system growth that you're doing, which allows you to then, once you have that strong foundation of understanding what it is who you are, what you truly want, then you're able just to bust forward, and then that's when your trunk grows and you still remain flexible among it all, which I love. And the companion stone for this is chariorite, Charoite. So I love this for you. This is a beautiful new moon, new year, new you, endeavor here, because you are tired of being stagnant and, like I said, pouring all that light and energy into a black hole. You're ready for it to go into these roots and have this growth happen for you. So that is all that I have for when we leave the reading there. I want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do like monthly readings by each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc., and a variety of other readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages, be notified immediately when they become available. If you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, that'll take you to the settings where you can select to be notified immediately. Also, if you're enjoying these videos and you want to help share the love and share these messages, if you give me a little thumbs up and click that like button, that allows the YouTube algorithm just to share these videos with others. It makes it like a suggested video and things like that. So if you feel so inclined, never any pressure. So if you do so, I really appreciate that. All right, all my dear Taurians, you have an amazing, amazing 3-week period. And just know, as you're going throughout this and every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you take care.